Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, however you are tuning in. Welcome in to Sports with Balls. I'm Jeff Michael. I am the host of this show. It's going to get a lot better here coming up soon. Happy Thursday, everybody. Happy day after NBA Draft Night 1, if you will. Hope you guys had a good week so far. Only one day left, so welcome into Sports with Balls. Like I said, I am your host, Jeff Michael. Man, what I don't want to say what an evening in sports. It just wasn't. We've had some good evenings. We are on a very, very, very lull, I guess, month over the next 30, 40 days in sports until the NFL comes knocking. It's just a bad time for sports, really. Now, there's some other things that go on, of course. So the NBA draft last night, and we'll get into that. Baseball is about to hit the All-Star break here pretty soon. So hockey's over. This is a slow time in the sports world, but we're going to make the best of it. Hence the reason I'm only doing 2, maybe 3 shows a week up until the NFL gets going. But there's some stuff to talk about in the NBA, man. But it was interesting. I was speaking to a lot of people yesterday about who's watching this draft and who's not watching this draft, and those I've got some interesting comments, and I talked to a couple of other sports analysts this morning, and their comments, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But first, welcome into the show. I'm Jeff Michael. Today's show brought to you by Christian's Tailgate Bar and Grill. Go to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Dude, it's just a badass place to go eat and drink. Sports venue. It is awesome. Dude, they've got everything. They even have goat yoga going on here pretty soon, man. Go to christianstailgate.com. Find one near you. Also, Bailey Roofing and Constuction. All your construction needs under one roof. Home improvement made easy. 281-961-2872 or GB at baileyroofingconstruction.com. Diamond Auto Spa. Austin Bauer over there, 346-319-5961 or Diamond Auto HTX on your social media. They just got everything going on, man. Specializing in paint protection film, ceramic coatings, vinyl wraps, and detailing is just the beginning. So get over there. Get your car taken care of. All right, man. Today, as usual, we will go over the national holidays. Today is June the 27th, National Bingo Day. I may go play bingo tonight. That sounds fun. I did hear from a friend of mine, aka AN, that they have a bingo place out here that's amazing. Like it's like a bar and like a party atmosphere. So today is National Bingo Day. Get your ass over there, play some bingo. National Sunglasses Day. National Work from Home Day. So if you haven't gotten to the office yet, don't go. I don't know if that's an excuse or not, but today's National Work from Home Day. It's also National Decide to Be Married Day. All right. I'm not married. I don't know if today's the day I'm going to decide to do that, but today is Decide to Be Married Day. Helen Keller Day, who overcame blindness and deafness. It is Handshake Day. Speaking of handshakes, saw an interesting one last night at the NBA draft. National Bomb Pop Day, Onion Day, Ice Cream Cake Day, Orange Blossom, Women's Fly Fishing Day, PTSD Awareness Day. There's not really many birthdays that I'm gonna sit here and get into. Khloe Kardashian, if that's sports related, right? With all her athlete boyfriends. There you go. So there's your national holidays for June the 27th. Happy Thursday. And of course, later we'll get into the sports events that happened today in history. But let's get going, man. Topic of discussion. The only topic of discussion everybody's really getting after this morning is the NBA draft. Day 1 in the books. Very awkward. Very awkward, man. I don't know how else to put it. Who did you guys have going off the board? I don't think anybody had a board. I guess the question is, would Bronny James go in the first round or the second round? Literally, that was the question. I watched, I was in and out of the first 10 picks. I was watching some other stuff. Expedition Unknown. Shout out to them. Love that show. Does the NBA draft catch your attention, man? I'll be honest with you. I knew two of these guys. Zach Edey, because he's 7'4" and 300 pounds and played for Purdue. I knew him. I knew Castle, and I knew Shepard. So maybe 3 of the top 10 I knew. But guys, listen to this, man. Zachary Richard, and listen, I'm not going to obliterate his name. I'm not even about to obliterate this guy's name. But the top 2 guys came out of France, never played in college. That makes 2 years in a row we got a guy from France as the top pick. Sarr went second out of France. Then you had a Kentucky and a UConn guy, right? So Shepard goes to Houston, Castle goes to the Spurs. Great. There you go. There's some two guys that we're kind of familiar with, right? And then it just gets awkward. Then it just gets real awkward. Holland from the G League. Saloon from France. Klingon, some people knew out of UConn, but then you had Zach Edey going 9. And then it's just a G League guy, a Serbia guy. It just gets real awkward, man. G League and like I think 6 of the top 10 guys or 7 or 5 of the top 10 guys never played college. Is this good for the NBA? Is this a good look for the NBA? I don't know any of these people. I have no clue of who these people are. And in the WNBA, I know all of them. Those girls are killing it. The WNBA draft was way more exciting than the NBA draft. That's real talk. The WNBA draft blew the NBA draft out of the water. And it's because we became familiar with these people. I'm not familiar with any of these kids coming out of these schools. I have no idea. Unless they make it to the Final Four, you're really not familiar with any of these kids. We know who Zach Edey is. That and Bronny James because he's LeBron's son. Other than that, man, nobody knows these guys. The top 2 picks in the draft, nobody saw play basketball ever. Unless you have NBA TV and you're invested in something like that. I've never seen Richard or Sarr in my life. Ever. And they're the top 2 picks in the NBA draft. Now, we saw Wembanyama last year. We definitely saw Victor Wembanyama last year. Because he was, all over the TV. But these 2 guys, no clue who they are. Never seen them play basketball. They're the top 2 picks in the draft. And here we go. Like I said, unless one of these teams makes the Final Four in college basketball, we're never really going to know who these guys are that go in the NBA. Most of them will go down to G League eventually. It's shocking to me how college basketball has progressed into this I don't know who these kids are league. They don't know how to market the guys. They don't stay in college. They jump. There's all kinds of opportunities, and it's becoming a global game, right? So that's why you see these Serbian guys, these G League guys, these France guys, these Croatians. They're all in this draft. Now, sentimental wise, it was fantastic to sit there and watch these kids' lives change with all the money that they're getting offered, and just because they're a lottery pick in the NBA, it's fantastic. Good for them. Zachary Richard will get 57.2. Alex Sarr will get 52.1. Reed Shepard, $46 million. Castle, $41 million. Holland, $37. And it goes on and on and on and on. And so to watch them get their money and their lives change, that's awesome. That's great. But I don't know who these guys are. None of you guys do. Don't sit here and lie to me and go, oh yeah, man. I sat there and watched Donovan Klingon play basketball every game. No, you didn't. No, you didn't at all. The only reason that you saw Zach Edey is because he was national televised in the Sweet 16. That's it. Nobody knows who these guys are. The top 2 guys played out of France, and nobody's ever seen them play basketball, and they're the top 2 picks in the NBA draft. I just find that very, very, go back and look at all the drafts, and you're like, whoa. Wow. Now, could they be great? Could they turn into household names? Sure. Look at Luka. But are we going to have to start televising international games more? Because if it's a global sport and the top 2 picks are from France and we don't get to see them play, are we going to have to start televising international games like we televise NBA games just so we can get familiar with these names? because none of us are familiar with half of these people, if not 75% of them. None of us. The NBA draft, and then they got day 2 today. And what's the only storyline of day 2 NBA draft? There's only one storyline. That's it. No, don't tell me you know a single name coming out of day 2 of the NBA draft. You don't. Nobody does. There's only one name you're worried about, and that's Bronny James. Is he going to get drafted by the Lakers? That is the only storyline of the entire day in sports, guaranteed. Will the Lakers take Bronny James at pick 55? Because they did get a pick that everybody is talking about. And, of course, it's the Lakers, so everybody's all over this Dalton Nett kid. He's 23 years old, out of Tennessee, SEC Player of the Year, or led the SEC in points. I think he played in the Mountain West or I forget, some weird division prior to playing in Tennessee, where he obviously got all eyes on him. He's 23 years old. He's ready. And then, of course, everybody's like, he's made the Lakers a championship team. Oh, I'm so sick of this, dude. It drives me absolutely bananas that the Lakers are that's the only team to talk about in the draft, that this white kid out of Tennessee, Dalton Nett, is going to change the Lakers franchise around because he's NBA ready at 23 years old, playing with AD and LeBron. You guys are idiots, man. God, that drives me nuts. Nobody's seen this kid play. You don't know if he can mesh. You got a new coach and a 23-year-old kid out of Tennessee is going to bring you a championship. Y'all are absolute morons. Absolute morons for thinking that. That's my take on it. I don't care. A 23-year-old kid out of Tennessee and JJ Redick. Yeah, go Lakers. Look, for me, I told y'all this yesterday. And if y'all follow the Sports with Balls page, and by the way, go to Sports with Balls on all your social media outlets. It's absolutely a blast. There's debates going on constantly. It's amazing. Just go to Sports with Balls on your social media outlets. Have fun on there. But this, like, who in the world thinks JJ Redick and Dalton Nett are bringing the Lakers a championship team? And then they're going to draft Bronny. And for me, this is fantastic because this is content. I'm in the business of content. Bring me more. Give me more content. Bronny James, Dalton Nett, or however you say his last name, and the Lakers, and all of a sudden they're a championship team. Come on, man. Come on. Let's not forget about this in-season tournament thing either. It is just it cracks me up, and I'm here for it. I'm all day long here for it. Give me more content. How many of you think that Bronny James is going to the Lakers today? What if a team, look, I'm not going to watch it, but I'll keep a little tab on it. I want to see where he goes. Is somebody right before them going to pick him up? LeBron hasn't signed his contract yet with the Lakers, even though they're a max contract of 3 years, $160 million. I'm sure he will. But are you going to piss off LeBron? Is one team going to draft his son prior to him at number 55 and piss off LeBron James? Please do. Please do. I can't wait. I'm sure LeBron will be happy wherever he goes, but I know that LeBron wants him to go 55 to the Los Angeles Lakers. Man, that's the only storylines. Look, guys, I'm not going to sit here and go over all these draft picks in this first round. I think it's ridiculous. I don't know any of these players, neither do you guys. They're from all over the world. I don't know them. I know like 3 guys in the whole draft. In the top 30 in the first round, I know like 3 players. That is sad for the NBA. That's sad for NCAA basketball. Great for overseas. Great for growing the sport internationally. But as far as locally here in the United States and rooting for a player to go to a specific team, the Detroit Pistons fans that were in the building last night at the draft, were they fired up to get Ron Holland? No, it's not like the NFL. As soon as that pick is picked, you've got stadiums full of people going crazy because you follow that player in college. You get familiar with them. You know how they play. You know their game. You know they're going to fit in with your team. Are they going to fit in with your city? I can't pronounce most of these guys' names. Nobody's ever seen them play. Are you excited for that person to come play for your team? I guess. Yay. It's going to take a while for the NBA to figure out how to fix this problem. Or they're going to adapt, and we're all going to have to adapt. Like this whole thing about this guy going to the Lakers, and then all of a sudden, he's the most NBA ready player. How do you know that? You don't know that. You have no idea if that guy's NBA ready. Zero clue. The WNBA, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, like these, man, I swear, like it's way more exciting than the NBA. The WNBA draft blew the NBA draft out of the water. The WNBA product right now is way better than the NBA product that's coming out because we're way more familiar with these people. It's fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Good for the WNBA. Sad. I saw numerous I think Stephen A. Smith even said live on air last night, I don't know who the F that is when they drafted a guy in the first round. That'll tell you. This morning, watching Dan Patrick's show. Dan Patrick's not there. Ryan Leaf is there. He's like, I don't know any of these guys. These are sports analysts, professional sports analysts. I have no clue who any of these people are. That's bad for business. Bad for business. The only storyline in the entire NBA draft is a kid that may go 55. Bronny James. And we'll see. We'll see how it all pans out. But, top two guys coming from France. Nobody's ever seen them play. Those are your draft. I don't know. Does the NBA have a problem? You guys let me know. Go to Sports with Balls on all your social media outlets. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. By the way, I'll get on my TikTok a little bit more. It's just, man, I've been busy. I have been extremely busy, and I told you guys I would ramp the show back up, which here we are, ramping it back up. And if you missed anything, the podcast version will be out directly after this. We've been going off the first 15 minutes about the NBA draft, and that's the only game in town right now. The other thing I wanted to bring up is the MLB, where a couple of things are happening. Went to Astros game last night, where the Astros come out to be 40-40 now. They were, I think, 14-24 at one point. 10 games under 500. And now they are 4.5 games back of the Seattle Mariners. And they are in the wild card hunt. They're in the first place hunt in the AL West. They are playing good. They've won 8 of their last 11. I think they're 24-13 in their last 37 games. They've won 7 in a row. If they and they're not healthy. The Houston Astros are not healthy. So scary team, sneaky scary. If they get healthy at the right time and they can hang around, they could be one of the hotter teams in Major League Baseball. And my son last night, for the first time ever, he loves to go there, and he loves to go there. He gets autographs from them all the time. But last night was a first, and he wanted me to let you guys know that he did get on the Jumbotron on the big screen last night with a poster of Yordan Alvarez. Go to social media. I'll check it out. My son was on the big screen last night. It was a great game to go to. Great game to go to. What else we got going on? All right, MLB. The Astros are doing good. Aaron Judge is on fire. Shohei Ohtani broke a Dodgers record. Shohei Ohtani's had an RBI in 10 straight games. That's a Dodger record. I think 11 or 12 might be MLB record. He's heading towards that. The craziest thing about Shohei Ohtani is that at the beginning of the year, you had all this gambling allegations with his interpreter, but good play, right? Good play ravishes everything. And you don't see any of that anymore. And it's just and he's doing this without pitching. This guy may be the MVP without pitching. And that's crazy. That's how good of a season Ohtani's having. Now, Judge has 30 home runs already. He is absolutely on fire. And it is a 2-horse race for the MVP in Major League Baseball. And look, guys, I said this on Tuesday. Nothing better could happen to baseball than Dodgers and Yankees World Series, Ohtani and Judge. That's what baseball literally is praying for that series. I'd watch it too. That would be fun to watch. Now, the Astros may spoil that. The Philadelphia Phillies are good. The Baltimore Orioles are good, even though they have absolutely dropped the ball lately. The other day, a guy put a bet. This was an insane bet. He put $100 on Gunnar Henderson, Shohei Ohtani, Aaron Judge, and I forget who else. It was one of the other leaders to hit a home run, and all 4 of them hit. And this guy made it was, or maybe it was 5 guys, and he made almost $1 million. It was an insane bet, but all the home run leaders homered. They almost did it 2 days in a row too. But it's listen, baseball's fun to watch right now. It's the only game in town. The NBA draft is over after today. What else are you going to do? You're going to watch baseball. That's the only thing that we're going to do. So we're going to go over baseball until the NFL starts going into camps. What do we got? We're not even in July yet. And I believe the Hall of Fame game for the NFL is, what is it, August 2nd? So we've got a little over, here it is right here. Hall of Fame game is August 1st, Thursday, August 1st. So we've got about 33 days until we can really jam into some football. But camps are coming up. So, but for the next 3 weeks, it's going to be baseball and probably mixed in with a little bit of everything else, man. But this is the slow period for sports in general. I want to thank a couple of people again. As always, Christian's Tailgate Bar and Grill. Place is flat out amazing. You guys know it. I say it all the time. Go to christianstailgate.com. They've got goat yoga coming up. They got karaoke. They got steak nights, Taco Tuesdays, mimosa specials. Dude, just go find this place, man. 4 of them here in the Houston area location. Just a badass place. Also, Diamond Auto Spa. Go to Diamond Auto HTX on your social media handles. Austin Bauer does a great job with all the vehicles he gets over there. Wrapping, vinyl, ceramic. Dude, the guy's amazing. Bailey Roofing and Construction, 281-961-2872. Everything under one roof, man. Go to Bailey. Go to GB at BaileyRoofingConstruction.com. All right, today in sports history. What do we got going on? I'm not going back to the 1800s. Let's fast forward to 19. Where are we at? Willie McCovey, 1977, smashes 2 home runs in an inning for the second time. Wow. Willie McCovey, awesome guy. Probably friends with Willie Mays, who just passed away. 1979, Muhammad Ali confirms that his 3rd retirement is final. It was not final. He came out of retirement again, the great Muhammad Ali. That was in 1979. 1983, Seattle Mariners bat out of order against Chicago White Sox in the 2nd inning. That's rare. Supreme Court ends NCAA monopoly on college sports in 1984. That was huge. What else? Mike Tyson KOs Michael Spinks in 91 seconds in 1988 and collected $67 million. Speaking of Tyson, I don't think that Paul fight's ever going to happen. It was a great marketing ploy. I wanted to see that fight. Selfish reasons only. I wanted to see Mike Tyson and Paul go at it. I want to see Mike Tyson throw those punches again. The more and more I watch him in public appearances, the more and more I do not want to see Mike Tyson in the boxing ring. It looks like he can barely walk. It really does. And I feel bad for Mike. I think he needs to stay out of the ring. I understand financially. It makes a ton of sense. But, Earl, you guys have seen Earl Campbell. And that looks where Mike is heading. Just taking a beating, man. And I don't know if I want to see Mike Tyson bat again. 1988, the Reds bat out of order. Wow. Same day, years apart, the Reds bat out of order against the Padres in the 1st inning. Wow, listen to this. 1990, the late great Jose Canseco signed a record $4.7 million. I said the late great. $4.7 million contract with the Oakland A's. Wow. Jose Canseco. His daughter, very good looking female, dating a very important person now. What do we got here? Man, that's about it as far as things today. There's a Tony Hawk. Oh, I do remember this. What am I going to say? And this day in 1999. Everybody knows it. And that's crazy for skateboarding. Tony Hawk's the first skateboarder to land a 900 at the X Games in San Francisco, California. I remember that. He did it in extra time. It took him a while, but he did get it. Tony Hawk, man. Great. What happened to the X Games, man? That was popular for a while. Those faded away quickly. Serena Williams is in here for posing nude. 2017 for the Vanity Fair magazine, but that's about it, man. All right, guys, look, the podcast version of this will be up. We went over the NBA draft, the first 15, 20 minutes of the show. That was pretty much it on the docket. A couple of baseball things thrown in there. We'll get to some more. I'll try to get in the show tomorrow. If not, we will be back Monday. Let's see what the weekend brings for us. You guys have a fun and safe weekend. I'm Jeff Michael. This is Sports with Balls. I'm out of here.